Are people on the
Wow.
stream?
People are on the
Yep,
stream.
Awesome.
I'm
Okay.
here.
So, tonight's lecture is Gaster in Theory and Practice. Play Undertale or take one of the other courses, UTDR 110, or none of this will make any sense. Deltarune chapters 1 through 4 are recommended but not required. This is not any other. It's Gaster. Please make sure you're in the right room, you're in the right VC. It's no, you know this.
Yeah.
It's not any of these other courses, although they are very cool. Anyways, slides will contain colored squares indicating the sources of information on the slide. Sources are divided into different categorizations. So green and yellow are official. So green is from games, yellow is official, like Toby Fox, but not the games. So like the Twitter, the Spamton sweepstakes, the ARG that just wrapped up. Although that's
We
not
didn't
in
we
this.
didn't like reference the ARG.
The ARG is
at
not in
all.
this, but there was an ARG. It was very cool. And then red, pink, and purple are heavy speculation slash theory. Pink is Maya, purple's me. Red is just an online theory that's big. So, any
How big
questions?
does it have to be?
If it's
big
Don't worry
if
about
it's
it.
not directly from the game, it is marked red, or official media.
Got
It is
it.
marked red. So
Cool.
Are we allowed to ask
What
questions?
the hell?
You-
Oh,
yes, you are allowed to ask questions. Thank you for asking that.
so what the hell is a WD Gaster?
That yoinky sploinky.
That Yoinky Sploinky.
Yoinky Swanky.
Yoinky Splinky. The Gaster is the bulbous posterior position of the metazoma found in Hypnoterans of the suborder Apocrita, bees, wasps, and ants. Just kidding. Gaster and Undertale. Fun events. These are the very basics of what you need to know for Gaster. Some of them are funny. Some of them hint at Deltarune. And others talk about Gaster. They are random events in the game determined by a randomly generated 1 through 100 number. Gaster followers. These are NPCs triggered by fun events, which are slightly rarer than 1 to 100 due to additional chances. All the Gaster followers are recolors of other NPCs.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the fun events, how likely are the fun events to trigger, or for the Gaster follows to trigger, for that matter?
So each one, so it's 1 in 100. Each number has its own event. So each individual follower is a 1 in 100 chance, but there are 3 of them, and then a couple other characters that are like tangentially related, and then there's 2 other fun events that are also Gaster related but aren't followers.
Yeah.
But those ones are even
like a
rarer, because on those ones, on top of the rolling the 1 in 100, you also have to roll another check when you enter a room.
Okay, so are there 100 total fun events? Like,
No.
are you guaranteed to have? No. Okay, how many
There-
are there total?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember how many there are total. Again, I believe that there's either 6 or 7 that are Gaster related, because there's the 5 different NPCs, and then there's 7 that are Gaster related, because there's the 5 NPCs, there's the sound check room, and there's the phone call. So
Okay, so rare, but not like crazy
Yeah.
rare.
IQP. For full transparency, we are doing an info dump on Deltarune lore via PowerPoint that we have made over the past several months. And we are recording it and planning to upload it to YouTube.
Oh my god, bro.
you picked an amazing time to join us. We just started.
Yeah.
I think I've picked an amazing time to leave.
Oh,
Alright, see ya.
thank you, B. We're keeping that in.
So chill. Wasn't that final guy only colored in Deltarune?
Yes.
Yeah, he
and
only
we
appears
only
in
ever
Deltarune.
saw. So there's some interesting stuff. So not pictured here is Goner Kid, who is not referred to in the code as a Gaster follower, but works like one. Goner Kid is a recolor of Monster Kid. The one on the left is a recolor of Ficus Guy. And then the one in the middle and the one on the right were both shown in Undertale as Gaster followers, and we only saw their colored
No, we
counterparts.
saw Donut Guy in Undertale.
Donut Guy was in Undertale?
Yeah, he was about to get eaten by Muffin.
Oh, right,
By
my bad.
Muffet.
Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, so it's just the bird. The bird.
It's just the bird. Speaking of the bird is sus.
The bird's weird. The bird's weird. This is not about the bird. This isn't PowerPoint about the bird, but the bird's weird. The bird's weird. So.
Yeah.
Alright.
Striped bird.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
what we know from the followers. So, W. Gaster was the royal scientist before Alphys who created the core, and he fell into his creation and shattered across time and space. They all have different wording, but they all give us this information, as well as some other bits and pieces.
So.
Wait,
So
can you go
these are-
back? I
Yeah.
didn't finish reading the slide.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's all. So that's information you get from talking to them.
Yes.
This
A piece of him.
A piece of him, yes.
fuck?
This will be important later. Because he fell into his creation and shattered across time and space. And now that I read this, I'm realizing we don't actually know for sure if falling into his creation is what shattered him across time and space. But whatever, doesn't matter.
I assume it.
It's
the
been
way they
assumed
phrase-
it's been assumed for 11 years that that's what that means. So
Yeah.
wrong number song soundtrack.
So-
These are the two that aren't NPCs.
Yeah, but they're kind of connected to Gaster. We technically don't know if the wrong number thing is if the G referenced in that dialogue box is Gaster.
The only evidence is just the letter G, and then also it's a fun event that is like rare.
Yeah.
And then
Sound test room.
Yeah, sound test room's a whole other thing.
Basically what happens in sound test room is you enter a room, you get a black screen, bunch of soundtracks, you can go through the soundtracks, and then at the last one is called Gaster's theme. And it plays this.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where is Sound Test Room located?
It's in Snowden.
It's somewhere in Snowden, I don't remember where.
I believe.
Isn't
Okay.
it where the snowman is?
I think it's when
no,
you
it's
leave.
either where the fisherman where like the fishing rod is with the fish joke, where you
Yeah.
can reel in the fishing rod, or it's in the Riverman room. I think I'm
It's not the
pretty
Riverman
sure.
room.
Okay, then it's the fishing rod room.
Yeah. Okay.
And also worth noting for sound test is that like it sort of freezes on Gaster and you can't
Once-
choose another song until
Once
it cuts out.
once you select Gaster theme, it plays for 20 seconds and then it cuts away. About Gaster theme, it's very musically simple. And this results in it being found in a lot of other songs. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it is a hallucination. The only fandom that hallucinates leitmotifs worse than the Ultrakill fandom is the Undertale fandom. So this is why there's that Andrew Cunningham video that I forced everyone to watch a couple years ago. The Andrew Cunningham video is really good. We're not going into it right now.
No.
So,
No.
the 666 connection, as we have called it here. Gaster's unused battle stats are all, like, his attack, his defense, his gold and experience drops are all repeating sixes. I want to say his attack is 66,666, his defense is the same, and then his gold and XP dropped are that, but negative. So, repeating sixes are kind of his whole thing. And then all the fun events for Gaster stuff are in the 60s, except for
Most
Goner
important
Kid.
one.
Goner Kid is like 91 or something. Whatever.
Most
Goner Kid's
important
weird.
fun event-
We'll get to him.
Most important fun event
Actually, we won't.
is 66.
Yeah.
And at fun value 66, you get empty hallway. Yippee!
I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Fun Event 67? Because I saw it was mentioned.
It was mentioned because of the Gaster 67 gif.
Yeah,
So
but what?
It's not
fun
a
event.
thing.
I want to say 67 is Gaster follower number 1. It might be. It's one of the followers.
Okay.
It's
I
like
don't
it's like
remember.
64 through, I want to say it's 64 through 68 are Gaster events, and then there's a couple other, not 64 through
I'll
68.
send the chart of
Yeah.
fun events to you
Send the
later.
chart.
so-
We'll put the chart in the final version of the PowerPoint that we'll share after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
hmm
what
But
happens?
1 in 10 chance if you get the hallway to get this.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy
Huh.
is probably Gaster. We don't technically know, but everyone has accepted that this is what Gaster looks like.
This guy is Gaster. We know that this is what Gaster looks like.
Oh.
So, Mystery Man is probably Gaster. The hallway appears at fun value 66, which is the one that's the most associated with Gaster. The sound effect that plays when you touch him, which isn't unique to him, it plays with whenever you interact with any Gaster follower. It's called Gaster Fade, and the it's just Gaster's theme 5 times, arpeggiating upwards. It's pretty cool. And he also looks like the piece that Gaster follower number 2 is holding.
I'm Wing Gaster, the Royal Science.
So,
Totally true.
Why did Maya think that that wasn't Gaster? And it's because of this fella here, which is redacted. So this little sprite, you can get him in a room only accessible by hacking. He speaks in Wingdings, which is connected to Gaster. We'll get to that later. So it's technically more plausible to be Gaster, but it's also not in the game. My theory is that Redacted was a placeholder sprite and was left in the game as an Easter egg.
yeah.
Speaking of Wingdings,
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Now we're getting the good stuff. This is another hidden room, which is the missing entry from the 2 lab screens. 2 lab screens Alfie's entries either go up to 18 or 19, but entry 17 is missing. Entry 17 can be found in a secret room called room_Gaster.
I'll just play
And
it.
we'll just play the thing.
It's a little long. It's a little slow. It's
It's 47 seconds. It'll be fine. Oh, is it entirely in Wingdings?
yep.
Yeah, but I have the translation.
I see. Is this a fun event?
No.
No, you can only get this room by hacking.
Oh, okay.
So, if you listen here, there are 2 sounds playing at once. There's the Gaster voice blip, which appears as text displays, and there's also
Phone scramble. The Deltarune phone scramble. thing.
yes, it is.
That.
We'll get to that. So there's 2 sounds playing. There's muse_smile, which is the background sound effect that sound, and then
It's
there's
just the double scramble.
yes, we'll get to that. And then there's also Gaster's voice blip, which sounds cool, but this is the only time it ever comes up. We never hear him speak again. We only ever see text from him that doesn't have a voice blip. So that's entry 17. So, Gaster speech patterns. This will be important later. This is how we figure out if someone is Gaster or not when we see text written. Non-stop use of all caps, much like Papyrus. Liberal use of line breaks. This is really mostly a Gaster exclusive thing. Very, very darker yet darker. And then Wingdings, but only if you're playing Undertale. In Undertale, Gaster's a spooky ARG monster kind of hidden in the back of the game. And then in Deltarune, Gaster's kind of front and center from the start, and so his words need to be readable for Deltarune to work. So Wingdings stop happening after Undertale, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Does Wingdings have capitals? Like if
Yes.
okay. So if you what's the word? If you decode it for Wingdings, it would all be capitals.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and a lot, if you're like talking about like 2017, early 2018 pre-Deltarune era like Gaster theories, they will probably mostly be involved with Sands and Papyrus. There is a lot of evidence that these silly skeletons are connected to Gaster. We did not watch the Deltarune game theory video for PowerPoint, but that video is really funny in retrospect because he was completely wrong about everything. But basically, our main piece of evidence is that they're named after fonts, Comic Sans, Papyrus, and Wingdings. One of the Sans' attacks, which is this little skull thing, is named to Gaster Blaster. And Gaster's door is a grayscale version of the doors in Sans and Papyrus' house. More on this later, remember that. And so their connection led to a lot of people thinking that Gaster's a skeleton. And then that leads us into Fan and Gaster.
Wait. Could you go back?
yeah.
I didn't read the whole slide.
Okay.
Wait, so how is his name related to Wingdings?
His initials are WD, and the skeletons are both named after fonts, and so people think.
I believe Aster is also some sort of
Aster is also a font. That was a thing in one of the classic game theory videos, but that's kind of thin evidence. But the big thing is Wingdings. He speaks in Wingdings. Both of the other skeleton characters speak in the font they're named after, which is where we get WD being Wingdings, and we know his initials are WD from the Gaster followers.
Okay.
So, Fan and Gaster. Maya, you take this one.
Okay. So, they made Gaster hot. They made him a Tumblr sexy man.
Not just they made him a Tumblr sexy man. You need to understand, we have one image of this guy that might not even be him. They made a Tumblr sexy man out of pocket lint and pipe cleaners like Forky from Toy Story 4. There's nothing here. And, anyways. Gaster and Undertale reviewed.
Unit 1 review.
Yeah, this will be on the test. So, Gaster was the royal scientist before Alphys created the core, vanished mysteriously, and is now a ghost in the machine with a cool voice blip. He's got his association with the number 6. You will also note that his name is 6 letters long. And he fell into his creation, whatever that means, and he's always listening. Popular theories are that he looks like that and is a skeleton, and other than that, he doesn't really matter in Undertale. He did also make Deltarune, though.
October 31st, 2018. The Gaster Twitter takeover incident.
So,
okay, you go.
Yeah, so on October 30th, 2018, the @Undertale account on Twitter changed its profile to 6 black squares. Well, the display name is 6 squares, and the profile picture to a black square. And it was Gaster started tweeting. Gaster is on Twitter now. So he said, "Welcome. Have you been looking for me? How wonderful. I have been looking for you as well. I have something I want to show you. Something I think you will find very, very interesting." He said the thing. It's Gaster. But it is not complete yet. No, it is far from complete. Thus, I have a small favor to ask of you. Return here in 24 hours. At that time, I will ask you a few questions. Then, using your responses, we will approach its realization. Thank you very much for your time. I will be in contact again soon.
Dude,
October
it's so
31st,
weird.
2018.
Sorry.
No, keep going.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's so weird to see these original screenshots because I've just seen them get memed to death.
I see.
Anyway, continue.
Thank you for waiting so long. After all, you and I, we have both been waiting. Such a very long time. So to be here, finally, on the verge of connection, is quite exciting. I look forward to creating a new future with you. Now, show yourself. Deltarune. And then Toby sent out, well, Gaster on Toby's Twitter sent out a link to download survey_program. Survey_program's really important. It's the sketchy, possibly malware that was being distributed by Toby Fox. And so there was this whole thing where you had to tell Windows Defender that it's not malware and it's just a sketchy game from Twitter. And once you had successfully downloaded the survey program, there were 2 stipulations. You will accept everything that will happen from now on. You will refrain from discussing the contents of the program for 24 hours.
Hold on, check your calendars.
When you finish the survey, Deltarune Chapter 1 launches. And so, yes, they shadow dropped Deltarune when it first came out. I guess it kind of had one day of
Also
warning,
get
but
flashbangs.
it's very cool.
So true.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Ding Ding's Gaster shadow dropped Deltarune.
Yes.
Yes.
This will be important later. So, the beginning of Deltarune, the opening of Deltarune is the making of the vessel, which is a bait and switch to introduce Chris. The voice matches the speech patterns of Gaster, and the music is just a quote of Gaster's theme with one of the notes missing. And it's also, Gaster's theme is called hymn.ogg in the Undertale files. In the Deltarune files, Gaster's theme is called Another Hymn. The vessel theme is Another Hymn. So, it's as obvious as it can get, basically, with these things. The second voice that cuts off the creation scene, that says your beautiful creation will now be discarded, we don't know who that is. Doesn't matter. I have a couple theories, but we're not going to get into that. So, after that, you get... What?
Huh. There's 2 different people. I didn't
Yes.
realize that. Okay.
One of them talks in all caps and spaces out their sentences like Gaster. The other one talks like a normal person and has a voice blip.
Interesting.
Okay. So presumably whoever was helping us make the vessel didn't want it to get thrown out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thing. Is Gaster was most likely the person helping us make the vessel. And by that I mean the only way it could be more directly confirmed is if they said that outright at some point in the game.
I'm Winding's Gaster. I helped you create the vessel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
The second person, we don't know who that is. There's theories. I personally am not particularly interested in theorizing about that right now because I don't think there's enough information. Anyways, Gaster interrupts later on. So if you go to fight the knight and you don't have the Shadow Mantle, and you die to the knight, because you're going to die to the knight if you don't have the Shadow Mantle, Gaster says, you are missing something important. If you have the mantle and you die to the knight, Gaster asks if you would like to hasten, which does the normal, oh, you died to the boss, we're going to skip the pre-fight cutscene thing. But interestingly, there's no normal game over screen for losing to the knight. It goes straight to Gaster vision, where, like, the color, like, there's, like, more blurring on the text and the soul. If you die to the knight's final attack, Gaster says that you're almost there, like, you've almost beat the fight. And then at the end of Chapter 4, Gaster appears and goes, the halfway mark has been attained, and then says, oh, how much longer now, my Deltarune? And no one really knows what he meant by that.
It probably means that he somehow created Deltarune.
There's theories, either he made the game, or he made the prophecy, or both.
Yeah,
It's
and we
interesting.
also forgot to put on that slide that Gaster also talks to you if you die in Chapter 1, but only in Chapter 1 and not in Chapter 2 or 3 or
Yeah.
in Chapter 3, but not only to the knight.
Yes. He says, and so you have met with an end. Will you continue, basically?
Oh, right.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember that now.
Yeah, it's cool. We did forget about that, but he does interrupt in Chapter 1 if you die. But a lot of people don't die in Chapter 1 unless they're doing Jevil, so a lot of people miss that.
I think that's the only time I died.
There's another thing in here that a lot of people miss in Chapter 1 that's after this slide.
Yes. So remember that music in the entry 17 room? That is called music _ smile, and that is a slowed down version. And so I think there's a mistake here. I think I think it's just straight up the phone call noise instead of a slowed down version of the
No.
phone call noise.
It's the phone call. Yeah, no. The phone call noise isn't slowed down. It's slowed down when you're at the shelter or in Noelle's basement, which might be nothing. It might be nothing.
Yeah, I just noticed that it was in Noelle's basement as I was replaying Chapter 4. I think literally yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't
So-
believe Noelle is Gaster.
Weird.
Well, also, in that. Sorry. Give me a
You
second.
okay?
You get to-
Lozenge. So, in the Andrew Cunningham video that we said you should watch but didn't play, the most interesting discovery is that there is Gaster's theme in Noelle's theme. So, there's some interesting stuff there too. But
Okay.
the
I think I do remember that.
As Robin said earlier, Muse_smile is the Dark World phone call noise. So, and the narrator describes it as garbage noise. And then when you go to Spamton after beating him and the Addisons talk about him, one of the Addisons says, like, when we went to go talk to him, he was gone, but like he left the phone ringing. He left the phone off the hook, and when you put the phone up to your ear, it's nothing but garbage noise. So, through that sort of conspiracy theory corkboard, we now have a connection between Spamton and Gaster? Maybe?
Okay.
And then there's also
We'll
a
get to
connection
that.
with Muse_smile and Friend, but Image Friend is a whole can of worms. There is not enough information on Image Friend. We know Image Friend is kind of semi-Gaster related because of the way the file is named, but we'll get to that later. Just know, as the slide says, just know Muse_smile is a connection from Deltarune to Gaster, especially the weird stuff. So, Dark.
I'll let you rest your voice a bit
Okay,
for
thanks.
device theory.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So, the iconic Gasterism, dark yet darker, is referenced throughout Deltarune. In Ralse's little speech at the beginning of Chapter 1, or not Chapter 1, Chapter 3, he basically describes the Dark Worlds as making something darker than dark, which, as you can see, is in the screenshot. There are a couple other references, specifically Sham's vision of the future growing darker yet darker, and also in the Weird Route, Queen describes Noelle descending into a darker dream. And my conclusion from the Dark World fountains being darker than dark is that Gaster's experiment in Entry 17 is not related to the core, or to amalgamates, or to whatever MatPat was cooking, but is instead about dark worlds.
I think that's a very solid theory, but I think there's another thing it could be, so I'm not fully sold on it, but I'm not fully sold on the other thing either, but... So, last thing from Chapter 1. If you don't finish Chapter 1 and you quit out and then you open the game, instead of the normal pretty Deltarune menu screen where you have the really nice splash art and then the very friendly, helpful text, you just get this bare bones, black and green, like an old-timey computer, menu. And in the text box where you would normally have your normal, like, select a file to copy, select a file to erase, confirm, you get unique dialogue. And it's probably Gaster. It's in all caps. It uses very specific word choices. If you want, I can leave this slide up if you want to read off of it.
I do kind of want to read off of it.
We will be sending out this PowerPoint later to you guys.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We got time. I don't mind if you want to read off of it.
Yeah.
Good?
Good.
Alright. So, this is the interesting
there's
stuff.
more.
There's 3 in here that are especially interesting. So, Overwriting all files to be identical gives you the line, preparations are complete. And overwriting a save file onto itself when all files are identical gives you what an interesting behavior. Selecting erase, selecting a file, then backing out of the confirm box 10 times in a row. People call this threatening to delete a file 10 times in a row. You get the response, very interesting. And there it is again, it's Gaster. It's him, it's the guy.
Cool.
And so you see, I've called this the device dialog master table. Why have I used this word? It's because of device theory. So, device theory is a quick 10.5 hour long video series uploaded by Molly Stars on YouTube between May 2023 and August 2024. The, minutia of it's really cool, but it would also take 10 hours to explain. So, we're just gonna kind of accept that it's true. Really briefly, device theory is based on, you know how image friend is named img_friend and muse_smile is named mus_smile? That's unique to Gaster stuff. Basically, all the assets related to the survey program and the vessel creation sequence and the menus are named with that naming convention. 3 letters, all caps, _ asset name.
Okay.
And then Deltarune itself uses different names for everything. So this has led to the theory that, which was popularized, which was created by Molly Stars. She named it device theory. Survey_program is a device which links the real world to the game world via the player's computer. And device theory suggests that the relationship between the real world and the light world is the same as the relationship to the light world and the dark world. And the reason that I'm comfortable putting this much weight on device theory is that it was a pre-Chapter 3 theory, and it correctly predicted, how this would impact the game in the future. One of the big things in the ending of the device theory series is Molly predicts a darker world, which is literally just the game in Chapter 3. It's really good. It's also really long, but it's definitely worth watching if you have 10 spare hours. But this matters because device theory reframes the Twitter takeovers and survey program as actual events that took place and not just, Toby Fox LARPing on Twitter. Which is pretty cool. Someone must have made the device, and based on the fact that the variables are named in all caps, it seems obvious that it would be Gaster. Gaster fell into his creation. Entry 17 references the next experiment, so it could be that he was stuck in the device at some point. And last thing, this is one of my favorite, little tidbits. Toby Fox's company is called Royal Sciences LLC, and Gaster was the royal scientist. That one's just cool. I like that.
That is cool.
So, there's a little diagram that I didn't screenshot from the Molly video, but it's pretty much, it's in the Molly video somewhere, I think. Anyways. There was also a second
there
Twitter
was a
takeover.
second Twitter takeover when Chapter 2 released in 2021. In it, Gaster refers to Chapter 2 as the second field, second connection. So basically, more Deltarune is a survey stuff.
Yeah.
Next
There was also
chapter.
a third Twitter takeover in 2025 when chapters 3 and 4 released.
It was very brief, though. I don't really remember anything from it.
Gaster just was nice to people. It was fun.
Yeah.
So,
mysterious Deltarune entities.
Go back. Wait, go back.
what?
How long is that fucking... I think that's the JJK logo.
Yeah.
It is.
How long has that been there?
That's been there for every black slide.
Okay. I thought I was going insane.
It's based on the Shibuya incident.
Yeah, because the Twitter takeover and the Shibuya incident in JJK happened on the same day. Halloween 2018.
It both happened on October 31st, 2018.
That's pretty funny. What was I doing? Never mind. Never mind.
So, Unit 3, mysterious Deltarune entities. Now we have our best friend, Rory Knight. who is
Sorry night, my beloved.
Rory Knight, my secret cousin.
Let's be
My
for real. The
secret
knight is
cousin.
dead. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
But there are a few interesting little connections to Gaster, which is Death's Door is the only grayscale door in the Holiday House.
Could
It
be
shares
something.
Gaster's two-tone coloration of pure black and pure white, and it also has little holes through its hands. You can see it when it's holding the sword. So, Image Friend, we don't know anything about Image Friend. It's this weird little pink and gold cat thing. Basically, that's sort of started to make an appearance in the Spam Sweepstakes and was sort of more revealed in Chapter 3. We don't know what's going on.
Didn't it show up in Chapter 2?
It was in Chapter 2 barely.
Yeah.
It looks at you
Where?
when you do the Spam to Neophyte, right before you get on the teacup ride of Doom, Despair, and Everything Unfair.
Oh, I hated that thing.
Yeah, it's right before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a blink and you'll miss it moment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um.
Then obviously he shows up during the Realms
Yeah.
of Darkness section, Chapter 3.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's where this
in
break comes
Chapter
from.
3, when during Relsa's monologue, we see Friend, and Friend has the body of Endogeny from Undertale. Anyone who tells you they know what Image Friend is lying to you. No one does.
Wow, I don't remember that scene. You said he showed up in Chapter 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you remember Ralsei trying to explain to Susie that Dark World Earths are objects?
Yeah. Was it when Ralsei was being all self-deprecating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like as he was like explaining how the Dark Worlds work, it's like basically darkness basically creates monsters because you can't see, so your eyes fill in what's not there. And Image Friend, picture of Image Friend is one of the entities that shows up in that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. The person on the phone. So, Spamton and Jevil were driven insane by a figure contacting them. This person gave Spamton success and then abandoned him. We know that this person being on the phone sounded like garbage noise because of the Addisons. And then there's the whole thing where like Spamton's glasses are pink and yellow, which is the thing that's a friend thing. The controller that you use for Sword Root is pink and yellow, so that's another friend thing. But also the noise is Gaster. So is it Gaster? Is it the Knight? Is it Friend? No one knows. This one's another thing that's up in the air, but there's a lot of theories that are like similar but not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
We learn a lot more tomorrow.
Yeah.
True. So, Eggman. This one's fun. So, in various locations throughout the chapters, there's a chance to just enter a secret room. In Chapter 1, it's in Scarlet Forest. In Chapter 2, it's in Cyber City. In Chapter 3, it's during the
in Chapter 3 it's in a weird complicated series of events that we'll
it's
explain
really
later.
convoluted. And then in Chapter 4, is it in Second Sanctuary or Third Sanctuary?
It's in Second Sanctuary in like a weird hallway of glass doors. I just got it today.
Yeah.
When I was replaying it, so I know where it is.
So there's a man behind a tree who gives you an egg and disappears. That's what matters.
Yeah, and there's a lot of theorizing about how Eggman connects to Chris themselves and Chris's backstory. We're not getting into that.
This is not an Eggman PowerPoint.
It's not an Eggman PowerPoint because, but it relates to Gaster.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, how likely are the egg events?
Egg events?
So
I want to say it's like 1 in 50 or something.
it's
But
it's for the first 2 chapters. If you find like there's like a specific room transition that has an RNG chance to trigger you going into this tree room.
Is it like every time you go through, or is it like once per save file?
You can go once per
every time you
save
go
file,
through-
but there's a chance every time you go through. After you go through once, you can't
Yeah, you
go
can only
back.
get 1 egg per save.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In chapter 1, it's just in Scarlet Forest. In chapter 2, you have to kind of go, like, not out of bounds, but you have to kind of go to, like, the edge of the map. And then in chapter 3...
You know where the, no, it's, you know where the moss is in chapter 2?
I can't remember.
Okay, but it's where the moss is. It's like the room
Do you
transition
remember-
out of that room.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you get sent to a corridor and then the annoying dog kills you in a car?
I don't know if Seth got that interaction.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I
heard what you said. I just didn't like process it, but it's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then in chapter 3, it's really convoluted, and in chapter 4, it's just kind of really tedious unless you know, like, the chapter 3 tells you how to get the chapter 4 one, but it's really convoluted in chapter 3.
Oh, you have to look for fucking missing pixels on a window to find which window to go through.
Yeah.
I was tearing my hair out doing that earlier today. I was
It's-
like, fuck, where is it?
It's a lot. So, is Forgotten Man Gaster? Probably not. They speak in all caps, and they have a lot of line breaks in the dialogue. They're both forgotten and disappear after they're being interacted with, but Gaster does the whole very, very thing. He does the darker yet darker thing. Mystery Man has never done that. And apparently in the Japanese...
Forgotten Man has never done that.
Forgotten Man, my bad. We need names for these characters. Forgotten Man has never done that. Apparently in the Japanese translation, they talk different. I think what I've heard is that Forgotten Man is, like, more fun, like, less formal than Gaster in the Japanese translation.
And that could make sense from the the most of Forgotten Man's dialogue comes from the Valentine's newsletter.
There's also a decent amount in Chapter 3.
There's a decent amount in Chapter 3, but I think, like, the first instance of his dialogue was in the newsletter, which you see a clip of here. You can see, like, it does have the all caps thing, it has the line breaks, but it feels very different than Gaster. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The vibes are just off.
Yeah.
Sorry, where do you find Forgotten Man? What is this from?
Forgotten Man is the guy that you get the
Valentine.
eggs from between rooms.
Oh,
Forgotten
okay,
Man is
same
Eggman.
person.
Forgotten Man and Eggman
I
are the
got
same person.
confused.
It's okay.
Okay.
We stopped referring to him as Eggman because he refers to himself as the Forgotten Man in Chapter 3 when you meet him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Chapter 3
We're
Eggman...
just used to calling him Eggman because that's the pre-Chapter 3 and 4 name.
Yeah.
So, Eggman is relevant to Gaster because of this Chapter 3 room. Basically, you do a bunch of unrelated bullshit and you get into this green room right here. You see all these Rudens, they're called the 7 Flying Aces. That's not... Basically, Chris photocopied a bunch of aces to cheat at cards, and they turn into Darkners when they made Dark World in the house. And at the end, they vague post. And then you can go up and find a tree, and you get the egg from behind the tree. And similarly to Chapter 4, where the egg room is a hospital, it's likely connected to Chris's trauma. Most importantly, we get this kind of dialogue from one of the Rudens. The bane of Deltarune's existence.
This line of dialogue, this was a watershed moment for Deltarune theorization. It was really funny, actually, because people saw this and they were like, "Oh, that makes everything make sense." It really didn't. It made everything more confusing, but it's a big deal. So, real quick, just a small thing. Copies of monochrome. Yes, monochrome means having one color, so, like, you could have grayscale plus one color and be monochrome, but the way that people interpret it is monochrome means grayscale. So, the whole thing is like, oh, you know, copies of monochrome, but you color this in with care, so, like, copies can appear normal if they've been colored in with care, but they're also still copies, and there's also sort of a... This isn't really elaborated on here, but it's sort of implied that copies have some, like, generation loss. Like, some things from the original are lost when they're copied. Which I think is really interesting and has capital I implications for some other stuff later. Anyways, here's every monochrome character in Undertale and Deltarune that we thought was important.
Sorry, Mr. Elegance and Mr. Society. You
So-
are not important.
We're just gonna click through these images real quick, so just...
Rory Knight.
The time's a little bit of a stretch.
So you can see why people reacted the way you can see why people had to call the pants department when copies of Monochrome dropped. It's a big deal. It has big implications.
Yeah.
So, all we know from Deltarune. Deltarune's a survey. Everything else is implied. Unconfirmed but likely. Gaster is the voice in the void. Gaster either wrote or published Deltarune, possibly both. Gaster's creation and or distribution of Deltarune is the creation that he got lost in when he vanished from Undertale. And Gaster wants something from the player. It will require all 3 save files. We don't know what. Also, Gaster is possessive of Deltarune because he calls it my Deltarune in Chapter 4's credits.
What's that about him experiencing the lockdowns?
In the 2021 Chapter 2 Twitter takeover, he said, "Thank you for your patience in these difficult times."
These unprecedented times.
I think it was, yeah, because I believe the game did get delayed during COVID.
Well,
Well, it got
Tommy
delayed
also,
for a bunch of
fucked up his
reasons.
wrist sometime.
It was a
during
whole
Chapter
thing.
2's
Mhm.
development.
Yeah.
Anyways,
10th anniversary stream. So, basically, for the 10th anniversary of Undertale in September 2025, Toby Fox joined a few streamers, I don't remember which streamers, to play Undertale. However, it was not Undertale. There were a few changes. As you can see in that picture, you can see Noelle behind the Christmas tree. Also, when they entered the Gaster hallway, it looked like this.
Gaster Hallway
So,
no
as you will
longer.
notice, they colored in the door that Gaster is behind.
Also, he didn't check it. They just walked right past the door.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
We don't know.
Really.
We don't know what's behind it. Like, part of the joke with the 10th anniversary stream was that they added new areas to Undertale and then didn't explore them.
Yeah. So literally this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally address me. So some theories that popped up after 10th anniversary stream is if we combine copies are monochrome with the Gaster door being grayscale and colored in the 10th anniversary stream, a lot of people concluded that somehow the 10th anniversary edition of Undertale was somehow the original version of Undertale, and that Undertale, the game that we played all in 2015, I didn't, I played it in 2017, but it was basically people decided it was the copy of Undertale. And also another theory that popped up after the 10th anniversary
Greenster.
stream is Greenster.
As much as I hate to admit it, there actually is evidence for Greenster, unfortunately. Whoops, I just unplugged something by accident. So there is actual evidence for Greenster. As Spooky Dude coined, he is green and in between. The whole thing with the device, if you noticed, was green. He's monochrome now. He used to have color, presumably, if he's monochrome now. So why? Pros. Chapter 1 menu consists of green UI elements. Per device theory, Gaster created that UI. The Mystery Man sprite is monochrome, meaning he's a copy. Gaster door in Undertale is a monochrome copy of a door in Sans' house. There's a space between Sans and Papyrus' doors, occupied by a picture of a bone. Papyrus is associated with red, and Sans is associated with blue, and because computer colors are RGB, then there should be green. Cons, it sounds fucking stupid! So, this is my little rant at the end of this PowerPoint. Do you know how hard it was to find usable sources for this? Any theory discussion, any YouTube video, any Reddit thread, any real-life conversation I have had about Deltarune theories invariably derails into shitposts. The only exceptions are Molly's and Andrew's videos. Usually there's at least some evidence, like just a little bit. There's always a little bit of a stretch, though, and it makes me mad. It trips the bullshit detectors. Gaster probably is green, at least a little bit. It means something. But when I look
He's a little bit green.
when I look for sources, yeah, it's a list of every single green thing. I don't think Spamton's wires being green is a Gaster thing. I'll be real. We lost the
Listen,
plot
at this
somewhere.
point, I'm doing it to troll you.
And I'm aware. There were a myriad of videos I saw claiming to have solved Deltarune, as if Deltarune is a puzzle that can be solved and not a world to be experienced. It's a story that's not finished yet. I don't think there's... Theorizing is fun, but, like, there might not be a solution yet.
You just don't know.
Yeah. But I feel like people need to get more used to saying, we just don't know. I thought the whole point of Undertale was that going through games with a fine-tooth comb, trying to learn everything, ultimately cheapens the experience, and yet that's exactly what we're doing to Deltarune. That's what I would say. Is that Toby encourages it. He eggs us on, he speaks in riddles, he pretends to not know who Gaster is. It might be a self-insert. It's genuinely possible. No one knows. Except Toby. And he walks past the Gaster door in the 10th anniversary stream. He's just messing with us. Obviously, he's not green, right? This doesn't make any sense. It sounds plausible, but I'm not comfortable enough that I'm not comfortable ruling it out. The evidence for it's just non-existent, and it just makes me feel stupid. Every time. They present a shoestring theory like it's true, and then when you say, oh yeah, I believed in Chris Knight, they go, ew. Like, come on, dude. It was a good theory at the time. It made sense with the given evidence. None of this is real. Toby did not put a green bone between Sans and Papyrus's rooms to foreshadow Green Gaster. And the fan designs where they just gave him a scarf. He never had a scarf. He is our allegorical Chinese emperor, and the emperor wears no clothes.
No!
Fuck you.
No! No!
This is why you were sending this to everyone?
Could you? Could you? How could you?
Gaster Pepsi theory?
In
The Seven
conclusion,
Aces in Man Country Light World Tree Egg. He says 11 years Deltarune Gaster prophecy, which connects to Trauma Chris and the Vessel. The Vessel, Forgotten Man, Goner, Gaster copies are monochrome. The Seven Aces.
No!
So,
No!
basically, that's what we know. We're halfway through the story, guys. It's not done yet.
We got this.
you got this.
Anyways,
Also, Chapter 5 comes out tomorrow. All your theories are wrong. Goodbye.
Tomorrow! Deltarune tomorrow!
yes.
Deltarune tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh.
This can't
Somebody
be.
send me the fucking Pepsi redesign document.
Oh no. Me putting this in was a joke I added because of your reaction to the Pepsi redesign document. This was not me sending you that joke was not prep. This joke was a last minute addition.
Yeah, we were working on this.
I made this at midnight last
yesterday.
night.
Yeah.